Hello everyone. Life is not always a gentle climb. Sometimes it shakes us, sometimes it warns us, and sometimes it gives us visions of what's coming if we don't wake up. Imagine for a moment. The rapture happens, and you're not taken. Imagine the silence after the chaos, the darkness that swallows the world, the fear that no longer knocks on your door but lives inside your home. That thought alone should ignite something deep inside you, because it's not about fear, it's about preparation. It's about living today in such a way that tomorrow does not catch you unready. Preparation today determines your strength in the darkness tomorrow. Every single choice you make right now, every single decision, every single discipline is like a deposit into a future that you cannot yet see. When the light is available, it is easy to walk forward. It is easy to navigate. It is easy to feel confident in the path you're taking because clarity is all around you. But the true test of who you are, the true test of your strength, comes when the light disappears, when the clarity fades, when the world feels like it is closing in, and all you have left are the reserves of what you built in advance. Preparation is not glamorous, it is not exciting, it is not the kind of thing that gives you applause in the moment, but it is the foundation of resilience. People often want to shine when it is dark, but they forget that the oil for their lamp is gathered before the night falls, not when the night is already here. If you wait until the storm arrives to start building your shelter, you will find yourself vulnerable. If you wait until the test begins to start studying, you will find yourself overwhelmed. If you wait until the world around you crumbles to find faith, strength, or clarity, then you will realize too late that strength is not built in panic, it is built in preparation. Think of an athlete. They do not win their race on the day of the event. They win it in the early mornings, in the sweat-drenched practices, in the countless moments when nobody is watching. They win it in the lonely hours when their body screams to quit, but their will says continue. They win it because they understand that when the spotlight shines, they are only revealing what was forged in the shadows of preparation. In the same way, your life will demand moments of strength when nobody else can carry you, when nobody else can decide for you, when the darkness leaves you with nothing but what you have prepared. The question is, are you ready? Have you trained your mind to stay calm when chaos surrounds you? Have you trained your spirit to hold onto faith when fear takes over? Have you trained your discipline to rise when everything in you wants to collapse? These are not questions to be asked in the moment of crisis. These are questions to be answered right now, while you still have the gift of time. Preparation today is like armor. You don't put armor on in the middle of a battle. You wear it before the first arrow flies. Without it, the blows will break you. With it, you can withstand the impact. The same principle applies to your mind and your character. If you prepare your mind with wisdom, with clarity, with conviction, you will not be so easily swayed when confusion strikes. If you prepare your heart with faith, with principles, with integrity, you will not be so easily shaken when lies surround you. If you prepare your habits with discipline, with persistence, with resilience, then when the world tries to slow you down, you will find yourself moving forward when others are paralyzed. Many people live as if the light will always last. They assume opportunities will always be there, that they can make changes tomorrow, that they can find strength later when they really need it. But the truth is, tomorrow is built on today. Tomorrow's version of you will either thank you or resent you for the choices you made right now. If you invest in preparation, that future version of you will stand tall in the face of challenges. If you neglect preparation, that future version of you will crumble when the weight of reality presses down. Darkness does not wait for your permission. Storms do not wait until you feel ready. Challenges do not knock politely and give you weeks to prepare. They arrive suddenly, unannounced, and brutally. And in that moment, it is not your wishful thinking that saves you. It is the strength you already built. Imagine a person who plants seeds today. When the drought comes, they have harvest stored. They can endure because they had the foresight to sow before the famine arrived. Now imagine the one who said, I'll plant tomorrow. When the drought comes, they starve, not because the drought was stronger, but because their preparation was weaker. Life rewards those who prepare in advance. It does not show mercy to those who only react when it is too late. The darkness that may come into your life, whether through loss, disappointment, betrayal, failure, or unexpected change, is not what destroys you. What destroys you is the absence of preparation, the absence of strength, the absence of readiness to endure what comes next. Preparation today is not just about material things. It is about who you are becoming. Every morning you wake up and discipline yourself, you are sharpening your edge. Every time you choose to feed your mind with wisdom instead of noise, you are building a weapon that confusion cannot conquer. Every moment you resist comfort in order to grow, you are strengthening the muscle that will hold you upright when weakness consumes everyone else. People believe they will rise to the level of their goals, but the truth is they fall to the level of their preparation. That is why today matters. That is why the small decisions matter. That is why every act of preparation, no matter how invisible to the world, is priceless. Because one day, when the darkness arrives, that preparation will become the only thing that stands between you and collapse. The time to prepare is when you still feel like you don't need it, when the skies are still clear, when the path is still visible. Because that is the only moment you are given to build strength before it is demanded of you. The person who refuses to prepare because they do not see the danger is the one who will be destroyed by it. The one who prepares, even when nothing looks urgent, is the one who survives, who thrives, who endures. Preparation is not about fear, it is about wisdom. It is about understanding that darkness will come, storms will rage, chaos will visit every single one of us, and the only difference between those who break and those who stand is not luck, not talent, not circumstance, but preparation. Faith without action leaves you powerless when the storm arrives. Belief alone, without the discipline of living it out, is like holding a lamp with no oil. It may look like light is possible, but when the night comes, you find yourself stranded in the dark. Faith is powerful, but only when it is expressed through action. Too many people say they have faith, but when adversity comes, they crumble because their faith was never exercised, never built into muscle, never translated into decisions and habits. Real faith is not passive, it is active. It requires you to move when you don't feel like moving, to take steps when you can't see the full path, to stand firm when everything inside you wants to retreat. Without action, faith becomes nothing more than a comfortable idea, and comfortable ideas cannot save you when chaos arrives at your doorstep. Think of a builder who says they believe a storm will come, but they never reinforce the foundation of their house. Their belief is useless when the winds tear apart the walls. Now imagine the one who not only believes but acts on that belief. They dig deeper, they strengthen the structure, they prepare every part of their home. When the storm arrives, their house may shake, but it stands. The difference is not in what they believed, but in what they did about that belief. The same is true in your life. Faith without action leaves you powerless because when the test arrives, there is nothing tangible to hold on to, no structure built, no preparation made, no evidence that your faith was alive. Faith requires risk. It is the courage to step forward without seeing the full staircase. But risk is only possible when you act. If you say you believe in your potential but never take a step toward your goals, then your faith is empty. If you say you trust that your life can change but continue repeating the same habits, your faith is nothing more than words. Action is the proof of belief. Without proof, faith is invisible and powerless. Every great transformation in life begins not with words, not with intentions, but with actions that confirm what you believe. The strongest people are not the ones who talk about faith. They are the ones who live it, who show it in the way they respond to challenges, who walk forward when others stop. When storms come, words will not keep you standing. Motivation alone will not keep you standing. Hope without discipline will not keep you standing. What will keep you standing is the faith that has been translated into choices, into sacrifices, into effort, into resilience. You cannot suddenly become strong in the moment of weakness if you never train for it. You cannot suddenly act brave in the moment of fear if you never practiced courage. You cannot suddenly call on a faith you never lived because it won't be there when you need it. What you practice daily becomes what you rely on in crisis. That's why action matters. Action solidifies your faith into something real, something unshakable, something that darkness cannot take from you. Consider the story of someone who says they want to change their life. They believe in a better future. They believe they can succeed. They believe they can rise above their past. But every day they make choices that contradict that belief. They waste time. They avoid responsibility. They delay progress. Then one day, life throws a storm their way: loss, failure, rejection. Their faith collapses because it was never reinforced with action. Now contrast that with someone who believes the same but acts on it. They wake up early, they study, they discipline themselves, they surround themselves with growth, they practice persistence even when results are slow. When the storm comes, their foundation holds because their faith was never just an idea, it was a lifestyle. Faith without action is like planting seeds and never watering them. You may believe they will grow, but belief alone does not nourish the soil. Without action, the seeds die, and when harvest time comes, you are left with nothing. In the same way, you may say you believe in your dreams, but if you never take the daily steps to cultivate them, to feed them, to protect them, then when the moment comes to reap, you will find empty ground. Action is the water to your faith. It is what makes it grow, what makes it resilient, what makes it real. Without it, faith is a dry promise, and dry promises cannot sustain you when the pressure of life increases. Faith demands that you do something even when it doesn't make sense. That's where strength is built. The person who says they believe but waits for the perfect time will never be ready. The perfect time never comes. There is always a reason to delay, always an excuse, always a fear. Action ignores the excuses and moves anyway. That's why faith is not about comfort. It is about courage. It is about stepping forward while shaking, about standing tall while afraid, about choosing discipline while tired. These actions may feel small in the moment, but together they transform your belief into a fortress that no storm can break. There will be seasons in your life when faith feels tested beyond what you can handle. In those moments, your power will not come from what you hope to do or what you plan to do someday. Your power will come from what you already did, the actions you